1 goal, 4 assists, 5 points in 8 games. And not one 5-on-5 points. Plus, he's a -1 on the season. What I just read you was Jonathan Huberdeau's stat line for the 2022-23 season so far. Flames fans, after the last game against the Seattle Kraken, where the team just completely imploded in the third period and lost 5-4 to the Seattle Kraken there, look, I mean, I went to Twitter and all of a sudden, all the people who were saying, just be patient, he's getting adjusted to the altitude, getting adjusted to playing in the West, where it's a much different game than the East, all this stuff. I went to Twitter and it was just raining down on Huberdeau. This is terrible. $10.5 million for 8 years. This contract already looks bad. Not even halfway through the first year. How's it going to look in 7 years? Like, what's going on here? He's terrible. He's this, he's that. Gaudreau's better. All this stuff just came flooding down. And look, honestly, I was watching the game with my dad. We were at the game actually, and I'll say it, man. We were on Huberdeau's back. Like, he kept, every time he would get the puck, instead of picking up speed, he would kill his own momentum. Just stop and give guys the chance to close on him and take away the opportunities that he had. And yes, he can make some fancy passes through the legs, but he puts himself in those situations instead of skating towards the open ice. But look, I still think Huberdeau's a superstar. There's a reason he's getting paid 10.5. Not everybody, in fact, nobody can get 85 assists in a season like he got last year, 115 points. You don't do that as a scrub or as a fraud. And I know Tkachuk, he's really playing well over in Florida. And I know Gaudreau in Columbus, while he does have some defensive lapses, he's been putting up the points, and I know, I see it with my own eyes. I watched every game of Gaudreau's career with the Calgary Flames pretty much. I see how much they miss his zone entries and his movement as far as skating ability and his edge work. I see it. I know, okay? All Flames fans do. But this is not the solution to get on Huberdeau's back like this. It's only going to make things worse. If you sour the relationship between him and the fans in the first year, not a good look, man. And I understand it's a Canadian franchise. When we're losing in Canada, people run hot and they go right for the star players. I brought this story up the other day when I went down to Edmonton a couple of years ago. McDavid makes one turnover in overtime, and all of a sudden there's people calling in on the radio show afterwards saying, trade this guy, trade McDavid, rebuild. Like, no, okay? For Huberdeau, personally, I think he's going to be fine. But Flames fans need to adjust our expectations of what this guy is going to be. It took me maybe 2 games before I accepted and was like, okay, clearly this guy, yes, he plays top line left wing just like number 13 did Gaudreau, but he is not Johnny Gaudreau. Plays a completely different type of game. Gaudreau attacks. He attacks defenders, attacks plays, and charges. Huberdeau delays, okay? He waits for you to come to him, and really, when you get drawn to him like hypnosis, then he passes it to the open guy. However, I will admit he's playing bad right now. He's only working on the power play, and even then, he's not making amazing plays. And really, he's creating virtually nothing at 5-on-5. Yes, I know there's been a couple of bad luck plays, but he really has to step it up. But he knows it. He said as much at practice. He said that this is not what he is. He's much better than he's showing right now, and he's going to be better. And I hope he comes out here and he completely shuts me up tonight against Nashville. I really want him to come out here and have a great game against the Preds and show everybody and say, hey, there's a reason I'm making 10.5. There's a reason I got an A on my sweater before I even played a game for this franchise. And there's a reason that I was looked at as the guy here, because I'm a superstar. I hope he comes out and he shows that tonight. But, hey, I mean, Flames fans worry, I understand, just based on what we've seen so far from him. But first of all, give him more of a grace period, okay? It's only been 8 games. Give him a bit more time. And second of all, he's gonna be fine. Don't worry about it. Yes, you can be a bit alarmed about how he's playing right now, and you can criticize it, but don't say that, oh, he's gonna be terrible. He's just a terrible player now, and 10.5, way too much for a terrible player. No, man, come on. Just chill out. Give him a bit. He will adjust. He will get there. He's used to having guys that he clicks with. I know that a lot of people think Barkov, Huberdeau, you know what? Last year, Huberdeau played most of the season with Bennett and with Duclair. And yes, he got a lot of power play cookies with Barkov, but most of the time he played 5-on-5 with Duclair and Bennett. So clearly, the guy can produce with guys like Tyler Toffoli, like Andrew Mangiapane. Like, that's not new to him. Like, he can definitely produce with those types of players. Mostly assists, of course, but he's going to get there. Just needs some time. His confidence right now doesn't look like it's the highest. Every time he touches the puck, he kills plays right now instead of trying to make something happen. So he just needs to get that confidence back. Get a bounce, a nice goal. Get the points start to roll in. Even if it's 2 like secondary assists, just get rolling, get him on the score sheet, get that confidence back. And I can tell that with Huberdeau, clearly if he got 115 points, he's the type of guy that give him 1, give him 2, give him 3 points, and the floodgates will open right up. He's streaky, right? So, hey, that's what I think about this situation. We'll see what happens tonight against Nashville. I'll be watching, and I'm sure you guys will too. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.